Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Start a Business with Your Die Cutting Machine. I am so excited to be here for our lesson 5, and we are going to be talking about sourcing items. This is something when you are first starting your business, whether you're developing your own line of products, whether you're customizing things with your Cricut, no matter what you're doing, making your own lip gloss, anything like that. Wholesaling is really going to help you cut down your costs and to be able to provide your products at a much more affordable price point. But with that being said, you are going to have to make a little bit more of an upfront investment, and you're going to have to buy in probably larger quantities potentially compared to other things. So those are some things that you're going to want to look out for when you're sourcing items. But my overall experience is that it's honestly been tremendous. I think it's going to definitely help anyone that is in that place where they're selling things, they're really ready to take their business to the next level. Wholesaling is going to be perfect in sourcing items and different things like that. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about wholesaling and another website that I really like to use and have been really familiar with and researching for quite some time. So let's jump into it. I am Tanner Bell, as you guys should already know, since we are at lesson 5. I have been running my business for 8 years online. It has been so much fun and I really love it. We're really here to help you guys grow awesome businesses with this e-course. And I really hope you've been learning a lot throughout the past few weeks and, all of the different lessons. I think there's so many different things to ask questions on. So if you do have any questions throughout this e-course months later, just send me an email and let me know. I don't think there's any for this e-course that I've overlooked. So if there are any, forward them back to me. My inbox is a little crazy at times between our client emails, our courses, our membership, and different things like that. We do have some customer service team members that do help me with that, but for this e-course, they have instructions to leave those for me to handle. So if you do have any questions, just send them again and I would love to answer them. So that's just a fun little disclaimer. But let's get started with sourcing items. So the first thing you'll want to do when you're ready to start figuring out sourcing items is to research. Because quite frankly, some businesses are going to be at a smaller quantity scale, and it may be better for the people that want to do more custom work to potentially buy things at bulk during like a Michael's sale or something, and be able to just charge their customers a higher price point. When you're talking about sourcing items like wholesale and different things like that, you're going to be getting into higher quantities, which usually means you can drop your price down. Okay, so you do want to research. And that's why my first point is that each business will have different pain points. So what I mean by a pain point is that, you may be needing a high quantity, but you just can't afford the upfront cost. So you're gonna have to meet in the middle somewhere like that. There's all kinds of different pain points for your business, and you're gonna have to decide what is going to help that, whether it be, a higher price point for the customer, or are you going to invest a little bit more to bring that price down to hopefully sell more? That's something you guys are going to be wanting to think about a lot. How do you really want your business to work and operate? Do you want to be more of that luxury, boutique style person where when someone places an order with you, they really feel like they're getting something more custom? Or are you wanting to, be a little bit more diverse where you're able to sell a higher amount of quantities? Now, one thing I do say when you have higher amounts of quantities is you're probably going to have the same customer service, time commitment for each customer. So those are things you do want to look at, and that could be a whole other lesson teaching people, customer service, ways to set that up and be able to streamline those. But those are things you're going to want to think about as we run through our lesson today. Number two, so you're likely to need specific products for your customers. So no matter what you're selling, whether you're doing custom tumblers, whether you're making wood signs, like your own lip gloss, jewelry, anything like that, this, this whole e-course has been very open for whatever type of business you're wanting to build. And this lesson is going to be just the same because each business is going to need a little different products. So one person may need tumblers, one person may need lip gloss holders. You never know. Another person may need beeswax to make, candles or something like that with. So anyway, and then number three, I love researching for the fact that you may have local partners to work with to meet your needs. One story I love to tell people when I'm talking about sourcing items is that we were making so many palette projects for a client, and I would just honestly go driving around town looking for pallets on the side of the road, begging Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, Target, anyone like that to let me have or buy their pallets from them. And come to find out, there was a wood manufacturer that actually manufactures the wood signs and pallets that are like in craft stores in my town, honestly, 5 minutes from my home. Isn't that crazy? So we were able to partner with them and be able to have them meet my needs. And it was an amazing partnership. I love the people I was able to work with. I was able to connect with some very like-minded people. And it just came full circle for me. So when you're looking for these things, look locally, see if there's anyone locally you're able to work with, because I think, that is going to add an extra layer of business to help build your network of people that could recommend business to you, as well as you just having more, professional colleagues. And who doesn't love being able to do some face-to-face business with people locally? So think about that. It's obviously not going to be a perfect fit for everyone, and they may not be able to meet the prices that you're going to get across the country. But one cool thing is that if they are local, you will be able to pick up orders. You're able to cut down shipping costs, anything like that, processing time, etc., etc. So you may have never heard of wholesaling, and wholesaling kind of sounds a little scary, but it's not bad at all. I love it, and I have been a wholesaler since like 2011. So I was like 12 or 13 at the time, but I started wholesaling ink pads and stamps and doing all kinds of things with a digital shop, and it was really awesome and whatnot. So anyway, wholesaling often occurs when large quantities of merchandise are purchased, referred to as purchasing in bulk, with the intent of reassembling, sorting, repackaging, or distributing the goods in smaller quantities. So this would be perfect if you're thinking about doing a kit club. If you're thinking about doing, if you want to sell products, there is nothing wrong with being, a curator of other people's products. This is a perfect way to get into the e-commerce game, is through wholesaling and creating kits. Everyone loves mystery boxes. Everyone loves kit clubs for scrapbooking, card making, anything like that. There's so many different options in doing that. And that is really how you're able to get things at such a low enough cost to be able to give a lot of value to your consumers. So wholesaling is you normally buy it for 40% of the MSRP, and then you mark it up 60%. So that is kind of what your average margins are. In some cases, it could be lower. In some cases, it could be higher. That's just like kind of the average, what you'll find, especially in the craft industry. That is what it usually goes for. But I do want to let you guys know, in the craft industry, if you purchase something for 40% of MSRP, when you go to sell it as a retailer, you're going to find that everyone wants a sell. Everyone wants a discount. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, all of these stores have such amazing buy like 50% off coupons, 40% off coupons. So if you are going to want to compete in that space, you're going to be wanting to think about what offerings you can give to make your consumers feel valued and make sure they feel like they're getting a good deal or bang for their buck. So for example, if I purchase something for 40% off of MSRP, and then I put it on my website, and then I was to sell it and give a 1-day 40% off coupon, and someone purchased a said item, that means I would only profit 10%. And if you're only profiting 10% of, let's say, a paper pack, that may not even be worth your time. So think about all of these things when it comes to wholesaling, and that's why the bigger retailers get such a larger percentage off, because they have to give those discounts and they're buying in such high quantities. So anyway, that's what wholesaling is, kind of like some backstory into that in the craft industry. There are trade shows that you're able to go to. I've been going to one called AFCI, and that's formerly known as the Craft and Hobby Association. They have had a winter annual trade show for years, and I have got so much value and professional connections through that. So it's really awesome. I can send you guys information if you're interested. Just shoot me an email, and I can connect you guys with all of the amazingness that happens at AFCI. So how do you get a wholesale account? Before you're able to apply for a wholesale account with any manufacturer, you have got to obtain some type of federal employee ID number from the IRS. So the application form is available online at the irs.gov website. And you're going to be able to find out everything you need to know there. Some manufacturers only need one of the two. So this is a federal employee ID number, or you can get a federal and state tax ID number. There's very few, to my knowledge, manufacturers that require both. If you have your state tax ID number, it is going to be a little easier. They do recommend for you to request the federal ID first, because you may need it to be able to secure your state tax ID. So even if you don't have any employees or anything like that, this is what you're going to need, these pieces of information to be able to set up your wholesale account. Even if you're self-employed, anything like that, have no employees, you still will need your employee, your EIN number or your tax ID, sometimes both. You would rather be safe than sorry, and they're really inexpensive to set up and maintain, so nothing crazy about that. It's a pretty easy process, and I think you can get it for a fairly low amount. So nothing super crazy there. Something you would take probably 30 minutes to fill out an application, and within, I would say, 2 weeks, you'll find out that you have your tax ID, and then you can start setting up these wholesale accounts, placing orders, etc., etc. So the next thing, I like to talk about this while you're waiting for your tax ID to come back and whatnot. You can start finding manufacturers. So you can start researching and finding manufacturers that offer wholesaling. Some don't, like Cricut. Through Cricut, they have no wholesale accounts. Like, they do not do any internal wholesaling. They have distributors, which we're going to talk about here in a second, that will take care of all of that for you or for them. So they don't have to deal with any of the maintenance. They focus on dealing direct to consumer, which is really great for them. So be sure to check out what the minimum order amount is and what the minimum quantities that they sell in. So for example, a lot of wholesale accounts take a minimum of, let's say, $100. They, say, hey, if you're placing a wholesale order, it has to be of $100. And then let's say that same company has average minimums of ordering in packs of 6. So if you need a wood pallet, you would have to order 6 of those. So those are things that they outline usually on the page with the wholesale application. So you can be very upfront with that. You can read that page and find out what you need. If you have a huge shirt order, purchasing shirts in, say quantities of 10, 20 could work out really well for you because you're going to save so much on the upfront investment. So be thinking about that. Think about what your average quantities are. I love, love, love wholesale companies that allow you to order in quantities of 2. That's something perfect for people starting out, and there are out there. You could find that their unit price could be a tad bit higher, but you still will get a ton of value out of them. And I would say that the minimum order amount is usually $100, if not a little higher. So just be on the lookout for those and make notes of different things like that. So here is a company I love. It is called Walnut Hollow, and you can see here that they have their wholesale information. If it is a little blurry on the screen, I totally apologize. I do always send out this PDF for you guys to look over and to find any links or anything like that in the email. So just pull this up and read through it as I'm chatting, or you can just look through it later. So it outlines the requirements for the business application, and all you do is go on the site and look at the wholesale information. So this is kind of like a very general wholesale information thing. It says the opening order must be a minimum of $100 net, so before taxes, shipping, etc. Reorders are also 100. They have, their freight terms. All order must be prepaid with a credit or debit card. An invoice will, with the total charges to your credit/debit card, will be mailed the day of your shipment leaves the warehouse. If you meet the above criteria, they have a little link to download the application form and then return it to Walnut Hollow by emailing the set email. Everything like that. They say, hey, if you can't meet all of these different requirements, you can just shop online on our website at regular price. So they're pretty great. I think a lot of companies are willing to work with you. So if there is like 1 or 2 things that you have questions about, definitely reach out and ask them because they are usually super great and they have people in place to help you, and they want you to obviously thrive because it's a win-win. Walnut Hollow has all of those amazing wood different things that you can find at the craft store. A lot of them are Walnut Hollow. So instead of purchasing, a wood piece from Michael's or something for like $17, you could probably order it in bulk here at Walnut Hollow and sell those to your customers a lot cheaper because you're able to wholesale them. So that's just something to think about and whatnot. So super, super cool. Love Walnut Hollow. Derice is a perfect distributor example. They have thousands and thousands of items, and a fun industry fact, Derice just got purchased by our favorite brand, Michael's. We love, love, love Michael's, and they were just purchased by them. So I love Derice. I've been working with them as a client of mine doing video production and different things for quite a few years on and off. And they are a wonderful company. They have such a great team in place to help you. And you are able to become a customer of Derice, and you're going to have access to all of the products that they distribute. So be thinking about and looking at all of their awesome things. They have bulk pricing, they have low order minimums, and free shipping. So super awesome. They, it says create a risk-free account today. And once you create your account, you're going to see the bulk pricing, their order minimums, everything like that. And I think it does depend on each customer. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a drink of water. I talk super fast, I know, but Derice is a really great distributor. And why I love Derice is because they distribute Cricut products. So if you're needing to bulk order Cricut vinyl, they have Cricut printable sticker paper, which is usually always sold out on like Cricut.com. Am I right? Everything like that, you're able to find at Derice, and we love it. So on here, you can see that you have to order in minimum quantities of 3. So for Cricut transfer paper, it's in stock. You can order a minimum of 3, and then you log on to see the pricing. So create your account, you're going to get instant access to all of those things, and it's really, really awesome. So Derice has multiple things for Cricut. They have probably Walnut Hollow as well. They have so many brands, and if you want a one-stop shop, check out Derice because they are the perfect distributor, especially for someone with a creative focused business like we do. So super awesome. Now let's talk about Alibaba. Alibaba has been known as the Amazon of China. Alibaba is China's, and by some measure, the world's biggest online commerce company. It has 3 different sites. They have hundreds of millions of users and host millions of merchants and businesses. Alibaba handles more businesses than any other e-commerce company. We love Alibaba. I can even go on here and shop personally. What I love about Alibaba is that you don't have to have a tax ID usually, or a wholesale or anything like that, dependent on the merchant. So there are a few things about it that is kind of scary, to the fact that you want to make sure that you're not being scammed and anything like that, because there are so many merchants, but there are so many amazing merchants on here that have such unique products at really affordable prices. If you love Caesar vinyl, you can go over here and find it at really amazing prices, because you're buying it straight from the manufacturer that sells it for, or manufactures it for Caesar. So that's really cool, and we love that. If you have never checked out Alibaba, I say check it out just for personal use as well. Courtney, one story I tell about Alibaba all the time is when Courtney and I went to prom a few years ago, she actually ordered her prom dress on Alibaba. It took 3 weeks to get here, but it was exactly what she wanted. It was a black and white dress, and it was only $20. Everyone else in her school was purchasing like $600-800 dresses. She ordered hers for $20 off Alibaba. It allowed her to order it in smaller quantities, which was awesome. So this website has great order minimums, but you do want to be prepared for it to take a few weeks. And honestly, I have so many friends that can get custom products developed with these manufacturers, with their names on it, anything like that. And this is like the first marketplace to create your own product line, without having to go to China, have the meetings, everything like that. This is a great place to connect with those merchants and manufacturers. So have a chance to check out Alibaba. Here are some tips about Alibaba. Be sure to look at the unit price versus the minimum order quantity. So it's going to tell you the per unit price, then it's going to tell you again those minimum order quantities. Does this send an order quantity of 100, 50, 10, 12, anything like that? It's going to let you know. The next thing is you're going to want to make sure you understand payment options. They have quite a few payment options. As you guys probably know, I love PayPal, so I highly recommend using PayPal. I think they are always on the buyer's side. So if you have any issues, PayPal is always on your side to make sure that your money is being taken care of and that they're going to treat you right. So PayPal is usually always, in the buyer's favor. So that's just personal advice. I recommend researching and seeing what other options are there for you. I love just to tell everyone, if especially you're one of your first times working with Alibaba, work with a verified supplier. Work with verified suppliers, because they're going to be the ones that are responsive, the ones that you can kind of trust. Look at reviews, find out what manufacturers have a lot of information on there, because I feel like the more information they provide is the more peace of mind that you're going to receive. And ask questions. If you have questions about, order quantities, anything like that, pricing, how the quality is, anything like that, let them know, ask the questions. Whoever replies is probably the one that deserves the business because they're going above and beyond for even potential customers. So ask the questions, and that kind of weeds out the manufacturers that are not right for you. This is Alibaba. You can search whatever you want. They have products in all different categories. I did a quick search for HTV vinyl, and you can see here they have so many different vinyls. I was even looking at some of these product pages, and they have videos of how well the HTV works. So they have really awesome colors. There's so many different potentials. I think you guys will really enjoy this. And hey, even if you're a crafting addict or you have some type of special event, think about ordering it from here a few months in advance so that you're able to save a lot of cost on the vinyl. And again, you're able to search for anything. They have, honestly, the Amazon of China. Their tagline is global trade starts here. So I love global trade. You can see some really awesome products on here for amazing prices. So just check that out, research, find out which one's best for you. And the takeaways for today. So define why wholesaling would benefit you. It may not. If you find out wholesaling would benefit you, apply for your tax ID. Number 3, research and find companies that fit the quantities you're looking for. Everyone kind of has those in mind. And number 4, see if Alibaba has what you're looking for. Just understand it's usually from China. A lot of people are totally cool with that because it's going to probably help cut down your costs. But if you're not okay with that or anything like that, be able to find something that does work for you. Like I said in the beginning, check and see if anyone locally is, you're able to work with anyone local. I love working with local businesses, as I'm sure a lot of you do. So be open, research, and have fun with it. I think it's such a awesome thing to grow experience in, being able to source your own items and different things like that. So it's something I highly recommend anyone to do. Having this knowledge has been able to help my friends start companies and be able to give them a lot of tips and tricks, just like we're doing today. So anyway, guys, as always, if you have any questions, let me know. Send me an email. We will get back to you and make sure we have an answer for you. We do ask for about 48 hours to respond. So if you have any questions, let me know and we will get back to you. I just want to say thank you guys so much for being part of this course. We appreciate you all so much, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. So thanks so much, guys. See ya.